We are in a beautiful place today. I've seen some great killing on the streets today, my friend, and Axel would be very proud of that. I got to tell you. You know, Axel has done wonders for this city. I mean, I want you to look around. We got hotels, we got sports stadiums. I think everybody should march up to City Hall and kiss his butt, my friends, because he is doing what needed to be done in this city many, many moons ago. He knows exactly what's going on. He knows exactly where things are, and he knows exactly what should be going on. And I've got to tell you, Axel has taken us all. He's taken us from the murk and the mire that we were trapped in, and he has lifted us up to a higher plane. We're not like the people at Lava Falls. No, we are a lifted up society here in Paradise City. If it wasn't paradise, would they call it that? I don't think so. I got to say, we were in such distress when the plague hit. Now, Axel took us all the distress that was going on, and he helped us get to a point where we could get through this problem we are dealing with. Now, I've got to say this, and I don't want to point fingers, but the Democrats, they were able to put their finger on a cure for the plague. I don't know if anyone was listening on October 7th when I did this show. You can call Susie, get the transcript. I talked to a senator, a Democratic senator, who said that they had the cure. They needed funding. They had the cure. But because the Democrats would not relinquish the power, they would not give the cure. Now we're living in an apocalypse that if Republicans had been in charge, they would have shared it. They would have given the cure out to people, but no, we want the power. No, you can't have the power, so now we all have to die. I lost a kneecap, for God's sake. This is chicken shit. But if the Democrats had only shared their precious toxin that could have maybe been developed so it could have been a cure, we would have been in so much better health right now. I tell you what, I'd have been able to have a better golf game. You can't hit a ball straight without a kneecap, brother. If you're a Democrat out there, and I think there are only 3 living right now, I hope somebody in a car can find them and kill them for what they did to this country. That's what I'm saying. You're listening to the Stu Pickles Show.
We have a foothold in the transportation of beer. We are strong. They are weak. We will stamp out the competition for the motherland. Those who do not drink the Kleinschlanger will be shot. Put them against the wall. Today is the day we have been preparing for. We will control the city's beer empire. Let the other beer companies feel the rage of Kleinschlanger. Victory will be ours. We will stop their production. We will stop their trucks. We will drink the blood of our competitors. The chosen beer for the chosen people. The Kleinschlanger! The Kleinschlanger! The Kleinschlanger! The Kleinschlanger!
Pick up a 12-pack at your local grocery store today. The Kleinschlanger, the beer of a new empire.
All right, boy, that was great. I'm Stu Pickle here. Radio, whether you want it or not. Boy, we've got some great topics today, so let's get right to it. Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, I got a question about traffic.
Go ahead.
All right, here's my thing. I keep getting caught in traffic, and I'd like it to stop.
Sir, you are what we call and refer to in the radio biz as a complete idiot. You wouldn't know traffic if it hit you upside the face. Let me tell you, I can say this without a doubt, that you are not only an asshole, but an extreme asshole with vengeance that comes down directly from hell, my friend, directly from hell. You should try to experience traffic on a personal level. I would suggest, if I were you, to go out into the street, lay on one of the yellow lines because it will match the yellow spine you have, and get run over 30 to 40 times before your family can't recognize the smudge spot on the highway. We're going to send you a free t-shirt, though. Thanks for calling in. All right, caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, hi, Stu. Well, I got a question and kind of a comment too, I guess. But what do you think about the rumor that Axel is just coming to power so that he can get everybody to move to Paradise City, and then he's gonna blow it up with a nuclear bomb?
I've heard this out on the street. People have come up to me and talked to me about this, saying they're worried about this. Why would Axel go to the trouble to make such a mecca, a paradise, if you will, thus the name of the town, if he was just gonna blow it up? We have a new sports arena, a nice new mall, a beautiful city hall. If you haven't seen it, you ought to drive down and look at it because it's magnificent. And you think he's gonna create such a beautiful place just to blow it up?
Well, you know, he's a sadistic little fucker. I mean, shit, he enslaves people, for crying out loud. This might be right up his alley.
The only people that are enslaved are people that are weak-minded and have no direction in their life. This is not really a slavery issue. This is more of a work-study program that he has put forth to help give people direction in their life. If you're totally in chaos and disorganized, you can go and be picked up and put to work. And one day, you have that pride of workmanship. You have pride of workmanship after you've done a hard day's work. That in itself is a gift, and Axel is willing to give it to you if you don't have that direction.
Hey, Stu, you ever notice, and I mean really notice, that Mason and Axel are never in the same place at the same time?
Well, let me tell you, there is a simple reason why Axel and Mason are never in the same place at the same time. And I'd like you to get real close to the radio so you can make sure you hear this, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Mason isn't real! It's a myth! He's like the Easter Bunny or the Tooth Fairy. Mason's never gonna come. Axel's a real deal. Get behind Axel, because if you're not, it might as well be endorsing the Invisible Man, because I'm telling you this right now, Mason's not coming.
Well, one of my neighbors seen him.
Oh, really? What'd he look like? We'd love to hear this, because we want to know when the Messiah comes back. Come on, tell us what's happening.
Well, she didn't get a look at his face because he was swimming at the time.
Oh, I see. The person who's going to deliver us has time to go swimming.
Yep.
Wow, boy, that is some really in-depth knowledge. I hope that your neighbor has a free schedule, because I'd like to hire her to be an investigative reporter. Wow.
Well, I'll run across the street and have her call in then.
You know what? Why don't you, I tell you what, why don't, instead of running across the street, why don't you stand out in the middle of the street, wait for one of our guys to come over and talk to you with it, because we want her to sign the contract. So when you see that car coming, he likes to drive up real fast, but he'll stop, I'm sure. I'm sure he'll stop. So just stand out in the middle of the street and just wait for him to come, all right?
Okay, great. Well, and hey, Stu, can I get a job too?
Oh, sure. How much do you want to make?
Well, how about $1 million a year?
I'll give you $2 million if you'll stand out in the middle of the street till my buddy comes and get you to sign the contract.
Hey, baby, guess you just got a job. I told you, you doubting bitch. Guess you don't have to turn your ass for tricks tonight.
All right, boy, I tell you what, I can't wait for this. Hey, Susie, could you send the mail guy out to run this guy over, please? Good deal. All right. Oh, I can't wait to see the grease spot on that road. Hey, you're listening to Stu Pickle Show. Hey, we're back. I'm Stu Pickle here on the Stu Pickle Show. Boy, we've got some great topics today, so let's get right to it. You know, one thing that made me mad this morning, I was driving to work and I drove over yet another homeless person. That is the 5th homeless person I've driven over this week, and I gotta tell you, it really ticks me off. I got an idea for this, and I'm just gonna throw it out. Homeless work camps. What if we take all the homeless people and put them in one area? They're in this one big camp, if you will, and they're doing our bidding. Whether they're filling up potholes or retreading tires or whatever they're doing. Maybe they're building ammunition for us, who knows? But we gotta do something about the homeless. As a matter of fact, I've been working on this at home, and I've got 6 points to the homeless solution. I think these could work. I don't know. 6 steps on the homeless solution. Number 6, there's so many homeless people that are dead. Why don't we start utilizing their dead carcasses as bait? You know, we all take a deep-sea fishing expedition. You spend so much anyway on that. Just think of the money you'd save. Now then, once you've gone through all the dead bodies, you start using some of the live people and you start killing them. Then, pretty soon, after about 6 or 8 weeks of fun vacation time, you've gone through the homeless population and booyah, you're done with that. You don't have to see them anymore. That's one idea. Another idea is to use them for weapon experiments. For example, a lot of times you use those little paper targets. Well, how bad is paper going to try to defend against it? It's not. It's really not. But if you start shooting homeless people, just think of what you can do. You can see how far a scattergun will throw a 140-pound man. I mean, that's invaluable. You could shoot somebody in the crotch, see what kind of reaction you get. I mean, these are all things you can practice when you're in the heat of battle. For example, the other day I shot a homeless guy with a chain gun and watched him run around on his nubs for 30 minutes. I mean, I wouldn't have thought that. So next time I shoot somebody, I'm going to go for a head instead of the legs because I don't want him running around. What if he's got a knife? Another thing I think we should do is have a homeless army. Now, here's the thing I'm thinking about that. Okay, let's say we want to attack Lava Falls or Blister Canyon, okay? Now, this is a very common practice. Why would you want to go in with your sentinels and have them be the first line of defense? You don't. Invariably, they're going to get lucky and they're going to get off a couple of pop shots. We're going to have some casualties. We don't want that. Here's what you do. You get your homeless people and you tell them there's a free buffet over in one of your other cities or wherever you're attacking, for that matter. All right? Then this horde of homeless people are going to get up. They're going to start heading that way. Then you get on the horn and you call them and you say, hey, I'm sending over an army. Get ready for it. Well, they're going to use all their ammunition to shoot all these homeless people. Well, once they've gone through all of their ammunition, they're going to be out there trying to search and scavenge and see what they can get. Well, by that time, they're going to realize it's homeless people. Then our sentinels walk in there. Booyah, they've killed them all, taken the city. It's an easy thing. You could probably take care of the whole homeless population in about 2 attacks. Let's say you do one for Blister Canyon, one for Lava Falls. It's not like the other homeless people that survive are going to tell them not to do it because there won't be any homeless people left. You see what happens? It's a great plan. I think it's a good thing. A lot of times when you're in a war situation, you got all those body bags, and that costs a lot of money. And with this, you can just leave them there to rot because, who's going to want them back? You know what I mean? Nobody. For that matter, you could pile up all the homeless people and make like a little homeless people shelter. Now, granted, the stench is going to be pretty bad. But hey, if it's raining, it's better to smell a little stinky than be wet. You know what I'm saying? And I think you do. You're living in a little homeless hovel, if you will. I think that's a great thing. Now, granted, some of them, they're not going to have legs and feet, but that's fine. You can figure that out. Maybe that's like a door. Maybe use that for a door or a window or maybe a shutter, something like that. Maybe a little planter box out front. I don't know. I've noticed a lot of homeless people are kind of hairy. It's unattractive to me. So what you do is you shave the homeless people, shear them like sheep. Then you use the hair itself to make like a sweater or a blanket. Now, granted, you're going to say, hey, this sweater or blanket's probably going to smell. Well, once you wash it, it's probably going to be okay. I think actually the stink is held in the hair, and since homeless people never wash, getting rid of the hair will make them smell better. Once you wash the blanket or sweater, it's going to smell better, and it's going to make Paradise City smell like a paradise city. You know what I'm saying? We shave them completely, but we don't want to be inhumane about it. Why don't we leave them their eyebrows? So if they sleep on their faces, they're going to have a nice little eyebrow pillow. Because, let's face it, those are like 2 giant caterpillars on their face. They're not very good about grooming. You know what I'm saying? Last but not least, we had the tornado. What if we have a flood? Well, I got a solution. We create a homeless person levy. We tell all the homeless person they have to sleep in a line, all right? Well, that line, in essence, is our levy. All right? Let's say we see the weather forecast and there's going to be a rain event, if you will. We say, hey, here's some bread. Well, we drug the bread. Then they lay in their little line. Now, we're going to lose some homeless people because a few of them are going to drown, the ones on the bottom. But the ones up the top will live, and that'll be our next level of our levy. It's a very good idea, and it would make my home dry, which I think is a good thing. We'd lose some homeless people, but we'd all stay dry, and I think that's the important thing, don't you? Let them die, keep us dry. Let them die, keep us dry. It's a perfect solution. These are just my thoughts on what to do with the homeless. If you agree, hey, send me a letter supporting me on it, and we'll try to get some of these ideas rolling. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a big corporation who would like to fund some of this stuff, hey, more power to you. More power to you. Give me a call. We'll get this going. Next call.
Yes, hi, Stu. My name is Jack, and I am very, very hostile towards you right now. Although, I'm not going to lose my temper on the air because I don't roll like that. I represent a group called GAS. Gentlemen Against Stu Pickles. And we are currently boycotting your little show. We do, however, have to listen to it because we got to know what we're going to boycott, right? But I just wanted to use your radio time and let everyone out there know that they should absolutely stop listening to Stu Pickles and his little communist show that he has manipulated people with for years.
Oh, communist. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, well, you know what? You live in America, and you have a right to give us your little opinion, as stupid as it is. But, you know, I can't believe you've got an organization together. How many people are in your little organization?
There's 4 of us, Stu.
Woo-wee, boy, the regime is coming! The regime, get ready! Look, you're idiots. 4 people are gonna take me on? I weigh 323 pounds.
Jesus.
100% beef here, my friend.
If you think I'm going to stop this protest because you're overweight, oh, mister, you are mistaken.
What are you against?
Well, Stu, you're very hostile, right off the top of my head. Hostile. You call people names all day long and you never say you're sorry. You just think it's okay, and I hate that about you. You're also pro-violence and killing people. I mean, you're just a big, giant, fat, sad man.
I'm not sad. I'm a happy guy. I'm happy-go-lucky. I'm a jolly fat man.
You don't sound like that.
Oh, I don't. Well, maybe you don't listen to the right parts of the show.
Gosh, you're so opinionated. If I was dating you, I'd break up with you, but I'm not, so I won't. You just think it's Stu's way or the highway. Jeez, get a map, honey.
It pretty much is.
Well, that is not right.
What is wrong with what I think?
Listen, because some people have different opinions than you, it does not mean that they're stupid or retarded. Asshole.
If people think the right way, they're not stupid or retarded, like you.
But see, there you go, right there. You just did it.
What did I do?
Well, you just said I was stupid and retarded.
Look, I just stated a fact, that's all. That's all I'm saying.
Stu, you don't even know me, okay? You don't know this sister.
You don't know me. You know, you've got an organization with my name in it, and you don't even know me. I bet you have t-shirts. That is so stupid.
Well, Stu, you have t-shirts, and I don't call them stupid.
But people listen to my show, they want a t-shirt. You got 4 guys. Did you do them with a little marker?
No, we did it with a Redazzler. You ever seen those? They're like, whoosh, and this little sparkle. It's awesome.
I see. Well, I bet they look nice.
Well, they are. You know, they're awesome. Everybody comes up and they're like, where did you get that t-shirt? And I'm like, well, you know, we're Gasp, you know, Gentlemen Against Stu Pickles. And they're like, I gotta get one of those. And so I thought about starting a little boutique or something, you know, something on the beach or something like that. You know, we could sell smoothies and t-shirts and customized stuff, hats and earrings and trinkets and baubles.
How many have you sold?
Well, we sold 6. It was buy 1, get 5 free.
6? So you got 4 members. Do 2 have some various t-shirts so that they can, you know, switch it up every once in a while?
Yes, we each have. Honestly, we have 1 color for every day of the week, so we have 7 colors each. It's, you know, it's kind of neat. It's one of those things the girls do.
Wow. That is great. Well, you know, hey, good luck. Could you tell everybody where you're located?
Yes, I can, and thank you very much, Stu. You didn't even call me stupid. I think we're making progress together. Okay, well, we are located in Blister Canyon on Harwood Boulevard. That's 2257. And just come on down, guys, seriously.
I think that would be great. I think all my fans out there would love to come out there armed to the teeth, find you in all your little Gasp t-shirts, and beat the living crap out of you.
See, Stu, you did it again, didn't you? You couldn't let that one go by.
I didn't do anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, geez, someone's at the door. Hold on, Stu, I'll call you back.
All right, then. You know what? I tell you what. The first person to come by my studio with a bloody Gasp t-shirt ripped to shreds gets a free coffee mug and a copy of my book. How does that sound? You know, I just want to take a minute here to talk about one of our sponsors for our little show here. Harry Sachs Barbershops, one of the oldest practicing barbershops in the world, is giving 50% discounts to the listeners of the Stu Pickle Show. Now you're asking yourself, how can Harry stay in business after all these years? Tried and true American know-how, that's how. Harry Sachs knows you want a deal, so guess what they're going to do? They're going to take care of you like a grandfather would. And not like the one you put in the home to get his summer house. The other one. You know, a lot of people ask me where I get my haircut, and the answer's always been Harry Sachs Barbershop. Right now, Harry Sachs has a shampoo, trim, style, and wax any area of choice for only $40. Until I met Harry, I couldn't go near the beach, but now with my new haircut and back wax, I can swim with the rich and elite. So remember, Harry Sachs Barbershop, where they'll cut your hair anywhere. Tell them Stu sent you. Hey, we're back. I'm Stu Pickle here on the Stu Pickle Show. Boy, we've got some great topics today, so let's get right to it. Hey, we got another caller. Come on.
Hey, Stu.
Yeah, what's up?
I just beat the crap out of that guy. Do I win something?
Oh, you certainly did. Well, you got a book and a coffee mug.
Hey, you guys want these t-shirts?
You know what? If you could bring the carcass down here, let's burn it in front of the station.
Yeah, hey, listen, hold on a minute. There's a couple guys trying to run out back. Hey, Stu, you want me to bring one of them up alive? I'll duct tape him to the hood of my car and you can beat the crap out of him.
Sure, bring him down.
We'll do a couple rounds. You go first, I go next. Whoever gets the highest score, the guy screams loudest, gets a t-shirt, something like that. I don't know. You're the prize guy.
If you got a tire iron, I'd like to hit him over the head with that.
All right, will do. I'll call you back.
Great. Oh, man, that is some fine radio. You don't get stuff like that every day. I mean, that's a special moment. All right, Susie, we're going to take a little break. When we come back, we're going to take more calls from great Americans like you. Next call.
Hey, Stu, how you doing? Here's an idea I was just thinking around the house. You said something earlier about putting bombs on people and blowing them up. Well, I think what we should do is we should bomb everyone, right? Well, you see, we go down to Lava Falls or Blister Canyon and we put a bomb inside everyone, maybe in their abdomen or in their head or, hell, I don't know, I'm not a surgeon. So we put these things in there, and Axel, you know, he's got all the launch codes or the detonation codes or whatever, and say someone breaks the law, they don't gotta go to jail, nobody's gotta go and find them, nobody writes a warrant, we just push a button and blow them up.
Not cost effective, my friend. Not cost effective. Think about the price you're putting on that. You've got to have a surgeon go into the scummy place of Lava Falls or Blister Canyon, open and touch. They'd have to touch the people. Who wants to touch somebody from Lava Falls? I don't. So then you have to touch every single person there, put a charge inside of them.
Well, what if we lie and we didn't put a bomb inside them, and when they come in, we just shoot them and take their shit?
No, that's not going to work either. Basically, what you want to do is you want to just take out the town. That's what I've been trying to do. I've advocated this a long time. Now, granted, it's not a popular thing, but I think we should just wipe them all out. Now, granted, there has to be weaklings. There always has. Getting back to the yin and the yang, you always have to have the good, the bad. That's what Lava Falls and Blister Canyon bring to the mix. They bring that to the mix. So I don't want to kill them, but I do. Yeah, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't with them. But your little idea, first of all, you're saying push a button?
Yeah, you know, like a detonation button or something.
Think about how many buttons you would have to have. That's ridiculous.
What if, let's say hypothermically, that you had one button and they were all wired to the same button? And then you tell them, hey, you guys don't break no laws, because if one of you fucks up, you all die.
That's the same thing as dropping the bomb on them, but it's cheaper.
All right, well, let's just drop a bomb on them.
That's what I said in the first place.
Okay, well, then we agree, huh?
Sort of, except you're a moron.
All right, but that bomb thing's cool.
All right, send him a t-shirt. Next caller.
Hi, Stu, long-time listener, first-time caller. I agree with a lot of the things you say, and I myself am a gun owner, but I want to know, would you let your children carry a gun?
Not only would I let my children carry a gun, I do let my children carry a gun. As a matter of fact, as a Christmas gift, I gave my kids a machine gun and a chain gun. My little boy, Tommy, loves this chain gun. It is one of the sweetest little things you've ever seen in your life. And what he does with it is amazing. I mean, the kid is gifted. I mean, it's unbelievable. The other day, one of his little friends, I think his name was Leroy, comes over to the house. He steals one of his little Ranger dolls, and he just blows the kid away. Just blows the kid away. Well, that kid's never going to steal one of his little Ranger dolls again.
Well, what do you say to the parents of a slain child? Do you say, oh, sorry?
You know what I did, and this is a really good story. I took his carcass over to the family's house with the Ranger doll and said, look, your son tried to steal the doll. This is what he gets. Tell your other son not to do it or he'll end up this way. It was a really great thing. And they invited us over to dinner because they said it was a good lesson learned.
So you just think it's okay for your kids specifically to carry a gun?
I think it's great for every kid. I think it's great for every parent to take their children out, put a gun in their hand instead of a pacifier, because you can suck your thumb all day long, but that's not going to save you. That's not going to save you when the apocalypse comes. You can, if you survive the plague, you're still going to have to try to survive. And if you've got a gun in your hand, then you can kill everything that comes into the perimeter. Kids don't have well-developed sight. So you got to watch out when you walk up to your child with a gun and say, it's daddy, it's mommy, so you don't die. But you also got to watch out because some people might know your codes and they come up to you and say, it's daddy, but it's not daddy. And then they have to kill. Kids have to make a value judgment right then and there. Do they pull the trigger? Do they not? Have they killed daddy? Have they killed mommy? It doesn't matter. If they have the balls to pull the trigger, they're going to survive. And if you're laying there twitching on the ground and your kids killed you, good job, because you've done something right. You know, kids are different today. I remember reading in some of the old periodicals about how kids got their, on their 16th birthday, they'd get a new car. Well, it's kind of the same thing, except now the girls want their little pink cars attached with chain guns and flamethrowers, and the boys are wanting their trucks with mag mines and, some flamethrowers on them themselves. I mean, they don't want to drive down the street without some protection. That's what you always got to do. You got to tell your kids when they go out, hey, do you got protection? Yeah, Dad, I'm packing heat. Good job, boy. That's what you got to do in this day and age, because kids are different. You got to treat them right. You got to raise them right. You got to show them what they have to do. Every weekend, my whole family, brothers, sisters, my children, their children, we all get together. And we do war games. Y'all are going to hate me for this, but I do it in Lava Falls because sometimes we want to be able to get some extra weaklings. You don't want to kill people from Paradise City. If you're going to kill somebody, let Tommy kill somebody from Lava Falls, because it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to cry over them. My little boy Tommy took out his first Lava Falls person last week, and I got to say, I was proud. I was a proud parent. My little girl, Veronica, watched him. I let her shoot the dead carcass in the leg just so she could get the feel of it. And I got to say, it was a great feeling. And next week, I hope that Veronica can bag her one. We actually have the head mounted on our wall now in the living room. It's kind of cool. All right, caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Stu, I got a theory. I think, and tell me if I'm wrong, I think that Axel is running Paradise City for some secret underground alien government. What do you think about that?
Alien government. I have heard this so many times, and I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of it. Listen, my friend. Yes, there is secret shit going on. There's secret stuff going on that you don't need to know, because if you knew everything, it would blow your mind. Because if we told you all the secrets and everything that goes on here in Paradise City, places like Lava Falls and Blister Canyon might try to better themselves, if you will. Try to make a better place for themselves. And we want Paradise City to be the creme de la creme of the armpit of the nation that we're living in. That's what we want. That's what we need. And there are some different theories. Some are alien. Some are some kind of underground stuff that, well, no one even knows for that matter. But what I'm saying to you is there are things that are going on. There are wheels turning that no one knows about. And if you start questioning why things happen, well, then you're probably going to end up dead, because if you know too much, people will want to kill you. Now, you don't want to end up like that, do you?
Oh, hell no.
So here's my advice to you. Just enjoy where you live. Try to stay alive and take out as many people as you can, and you'll be all right. All right?
All right, thanks, Stu.
Hey, no problem, my friend. Hey, we got another caller. Come on.
Hey, Stu, this is Frank. Frank Stevens.
Hey, Frank, how you doing?
Oh, not too bad. I just got a quick question for you. Would you ever want your kids to go into politics? And if you did, would you vote for them?
Well, of course. I mean, they're my kiddos. If they came to me and said, hey, Daddy, I want to go into politics, well, of course, I'm going to vote for them. And not only that, I'm going to put bumper stickers on my car. I'm going to put signs in my yard, hold political rallies for them. I do everything I can for my kiddos. I want my little children to do whatever they want to do, but I'm giving them some good guidance. As a matter of fact, they're at little Republican camp right now. Oh, it's a great little place. And if you haven't sent your kids there, I suggest you do, because they learn all kinds of stuff. I mean, let me just read some of the things they learn. I mean, they learn how to make a dry martini. They learn how to fix elections, how to wiretap a hotel room, how to blame things on others, how to get into an Ivy League school on a C average. I mean, that's great in itself. I mean, they learn all kinds of stuff. They learn how to style a political haircut. How to make a minority feel special. and, how to blame somebody else for something they did. I mean, they're going to change. They're going to be a perfect little kid when they come back.
That just sounds great, Stu.
They learn how to do everything. I mean, as a matter of fact, they do press conferences where they say a whole bunch of stuff, but they actually never say a thing. I mean, perfect example. Just the other day, I went up there to take Tommy a sweater because it gets cold up there at night. Walked up there and I said, Tommy, son, how you doing? And he looked at me and he said, no comment. Then his little sister Vanessa walked by and said, sorry, no more questions, and walked him back to his little camp. Oh, it made me so proud. What a good little Republican. They're teaching those kids great things.
What would you do if they, say, ran on the liberal ticket?
I'd kill them. That's what I would do. I would kill them. I would put my kids' heads underwater until they were dead. That's what I would do.
What would you do if they ran on the grassroots or green ticket?
I would not hold their head underwater as long. I would, make them have some permanent brain damage, and then I would let them come back up for air. But, I wouldn't kill them.
Hey, yeah, that's interesting. I want to thank you for taking my call.
Hey, no problem. I'm going to send you a coffee mug and a disposable stew pickle napkin.
Okay, well, thank you, Stu.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Well, I got to tell you something. I got a letter right here. And believe it or not, it's on homemade paper, which I think is really just sweet, but let me just tell you what it's about. Dear Stu, we believe in peace and love and harmony. Here on our commune in Lava Falls, we believe that what's going on there is wrong. You shouldn't kill people, you should love people. Instead of running someone over, give someone a ride. We believe that things are good and are inertly sweet. If we just all work together, everything will be better. Signed, the Nomads. Let me tell you something, Nomads. The 60s died. That's right. They're gone. You hippies, you hippie freaks, look. You're not chanting, singing Kumbaya around the fire anymore. This is a world where that kind of thing doesn't happen. You want to teach the world to sing? Let me tell you what to sing. Why don't you sing that people need to die? People like you. Nomads. You ought to be called no houses because you live off the land, you morons. Look, here's the deal. While you're sitting there eating your bean burritos, making your clothes, and wondering how you're going to make it through the next day and how can things be cooler, what you should do, instead of making a dress for yourself or a shirt for yourself, why don't you make that a long rope and just hang yourselves? That's what you should do because you're a waste to society. I'm so tired of these bleeding heart liberals telling me that we don't need war, we need peace, when they're not living in a real world. They need to take a step into the real world and see what we got. What we got out here are people murdering people, people driving over people, people just trying to live. That's your normal society right there. I killed 4 people on my way to work this morning myself, and I gotta say this, it felt pretty good. I suggest, as a nomad, you should try to pawn all your stuff together, sell your wares, and buy one gun. Everybody pop off a few shots into a carcass and see how fun it is. You wouldn't be nomads anymore. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to thin out the herd myself. Me and my kid Tommy and my daughter Veronica, we're going to come out there next weekend. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to take pop shots at you. Because I hope that by you living in your little nomad ways that you can still run. Because we're going to thin out your numbers. We're going to take you out. Because my son Tommy's a pretty good shot. He can take you out easy. Hippies need to go away. If you're a hippie, you're going to go. You're listening to the Stu Pickle Show. All right, next caller.
Hey, Stu, I'm a hippie and I don't appreciate the way you're talking about us.
I don't like your attitude either, mister.
Look, I'm a nomad and I really think that, we just want love. That's all we need.
Let me tell you something. You don't understand the way we do things here. I don't even know how you got to a phone. How did you even do that?
Look, there's a payphone out here, and I found some change on the ground, but I just want to tell you that love could make everything better.
Yeah, love could make everything better. Let me tell you something, you moron. You spent all your time trying to make this paper and writing this letter instead of worrying about trying to save yourself and living in the real world.
We are living in the real world. This morning, we harvested grain. It was wonderful.
And what are you going to do with this grain? You're going to make some bread.
Yeah, and we'll be able to make like one loaf with all the grain we harvested.
Oh, that is great. That is a great use of energy right there. I think what you should do, if you could, what I think would be better if you could pick up some dead bodies off the ground and take all those dead bodies and pile them together, okay?
Okay.
And then make a large quilt using the dead carcasses. It could be a beautiful thing. It could be kind of a folk art thing for you. What do you think about that?
It seems very natural. I mean, the dead bodies are already out there.
I think that would be a great thing for you to do. Let me tell you something, folks. If you see a bunch of hippies piling up bodies, help them out by piling a few more bodies on there, if you know what I'm saying.
That is so nice.
Yeah, just pop off a few shots in their direction.
Man, thank you so much. I totally appreciate that.
Send this guy a t-shirt. I'm kidding, he's not gonna need it. All right, let's take another call on the subject of gun control. I hope the liberals are out eating ice cream today or braiding their nipple hair instead of calling in. Caller, go ahead, you're on the air.
Oh, hey, Stu. How are you doing?
Doing good.
And I gotta be honest. You know, I used to be a gun owner, and then I kind of saw the light of day, and I realized I don't think we need to be owning guns. And on top of all that, I don't think we have the right to walk around with them, honestly.
Well, let me just say this. I mean, you know, you're an American and you can do whatever you want. I mean, I suggest you get over to California, get on a boat, and go away, because as an American, we have the right to bear arms. Our forefathers fought for this country so that we could walk around with these guns, whether it be a musket, whether it be a machine gun, whether it be a homing rocket, it doesn't matter. You have the right to bear arms.
I think when they wrote that down, though, they didn't know they were going to end up being, gang warfare in every major city. I don't think that they wrote down, hey, everybody, join a gang, get a bunch of guns, and kill people without guns.
I guarantee you this. If Benjamin Franklin had had a BGM at his disposal, this country would have been a better place many moons ago. And I seriously doubt we would have spawned simple-minded, tree-hugging hippies such as yourself.
Stu, you're a raving lunatic. You're doing a disservice to everyone in Paradise City right now.
I'm a lunatic. Are you listening to this guy? Here's an asshole living in Lava Falls without a gun. Hello? He's gonna die. He's gonna die. If he goes out to get his morning paper, he's dead. If he goes to the store to buy his groceries, he's dead. If he walks outside, takes a shit, wipes his ass, he's dead. It doesn't matter. He doesn't have a gun. He has no way to defend himself. He can pick up a pokey stick, but that's not gonna help him. He's not gonna be able to live. We are Americans living in Arizona, and I say this. If you want to survive and continue to be an Arizonan, you will have a gun in your hand every time you walk out of your house. And if you want to live long, you have a couple in your pocket, too.
Oh, so that's your solution? Your solution is shoot everybody?
Don't shoot everybody. Flamethrow some people. Do something else. But, have some way to defend yourself. I mean, for God's sakes. I mean, this is ridiculous. If you have a gun, you can pretty much defend everything but maybe a tornado. A dog's coming at you, boom, it's dead. Person coming at you, boom, it's dead. Hippo coming at you. Okay, we live in Arizona. Probably not going to be a hippos, but I'm saying if there was one from a rogue zoo, boom, it's dead.
Your solution is shoot everybody? All right, Stu, it's obvious that we're not even on the same page here.
No, we're not in the same page because I'm in a real book and you're in a little kitty book with pictures. Hey, look, I've got no guns. Look at us. We're all happy. Well, that's a bullshit world and I'm not going to be living in it. And if you buy that book, you're a complete asshole.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to read your book. And I'm not even on the same page. I just disagree with you. My grandfather lived in a world that was started by people who believed in other people, friendship and love and honoring other people, loyalty. There was no shooting people. He lived in a very peaceful society until he was shot to death.
Well, let me tell you something. Your hippie grandfather might have lived a little longer if he'd been packing a couple of 9 millis under his belt instead of a bunch of granola bars.
Yeah, let's not poke fun at a dead man here. He was shot to death, okay? He was an innocent man walking down the street, and one of the sentinels rolled up behind him with a chain gun and let loose on him. He had no idea what was coming.
Let me tell you something. If a sentinel killed your grandfather, he needed to be killed because sentinels just don't kill people willy-nilly. They want to thin out the herd so that they can get rid of all the weaklings.
Well, I disagree with you, Stu, and I'm not going to listen to you anymore.
Well, I tell you what, I'd love to get your address. I'd like to send you a copy of my book, maybe see if we could Sir, what's your address, sir?
612 Brookhurst, and then that's in Lava Falls.
All right, well, hey, I gotta tell you something. If you're looking for some extra things, a place to loot, hey, go over there and kill that guy because he doesn't have a gun.
Hey, Stu, you can't do that.
You can have all his belongings if you'd like because he doesn't have a gun.
Oh, come on, that's gotta be a law against this. You can't get my address out over the air and tell people to come and kill me.
I didn't give your address over the air, my friend. You did. You're listening to the Stu Pickle Show. Next caller.
Hey, Stu.
Yes,
I
sir.
love your show, first of all. And there's a lot of people, we get together a lot and we listen to your show as a group. And then afterwards we sit around and we discuss it. You right now are a really big mainstay in my household right now. And I got a question because a lot of people, we've been talking about this on the street. And would you or have you ever considered running for a political office?
I get that a lot, but I gotta say this, and I gotta be honest with you. I am not a leader. I do not want to run anything. I'm more of what you would refer to as an educator. I like to give my views and spout the knowledge I know, but I don't want to, I don't want to be out there in the trenches because there are good people out there that can do that.
Let's say, for instance, because I know that a lot of people in Blister Canyon are behind you, and they love your show, they listen all the time, and, we've actually talked about it, maybe asking you to run for mayor.
I would never do it. I would never do it. And let me tell you this, Blister Canyon is a crap town. It's a crap town. That's bottom line. Bottom line. If you've been to the Taj Mahal, why would you want to go someplace else? You know what I'm saying? I live in Paradise City. Why would I want to lower myself? Okay? If you're the head of crap, you're still crap. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think you could make it as good as Paradise City?
No. Let me tell you something. The only thing that Blister Canyon does, it's like a pimple on the ass of Paradise City. That's the problem. That's the problem. Pop the pimple, move to Paradise City. All right, we're talking about different things here on the Stu Pickle Show. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Stu, love the show. Just got a question. Wanted to know why we have to deal with so much violence these days.
Well, have you been outside, my friend? Have you looked outside? Do you look outside your window? Are you on the streets?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly my point. I think society's gone to, well, hell in a handbasket, quite frankly. I think we've been through enough already. I can't even cross the street these days without worrying about being lit up by a bunch of crazed gang members.
Well, I tell you, that's exactly what's going on. Since the plague, since everything has been knocked down because of the society we lived in for so long, thank goodness we're on the right track now. But that's what it's come to.
I agree, Stu. Just the other day, I was walking behind this guy, and out of nowhere, a missile comes screaming down the sidewalk and nailed him right in the groin. It was awful, Stu. I mean, just awful. The pain. You should have seen it.
I tell you what, I know the feeling. If you've ever been hit in the crotch with one of those, you know that's going to be, it's going to leave a mark. I got to be honest with you. And it's going to sting to high heaven.
I think it shows that our society is hateful, quite frankly, and that it's okay to shoot people in the crotch.
I hear you. That's a little below the belt, but that is the society we're living in under the liberal hoo-haws that are out there today. People had to be put into line. They had to be some kind of order, and that's all some people understand. A swift kick to the nuts will set somebody on the straight and narrow any time.
Yeah, okay, Stu. Well, I just wanted to thank you for giving me some of your time.
Hey, I appreciate it. I hope you're doing good. And you know what? I'm going to send you a T-shirt and a coffee mug.
All right, we're thanking you, Stu.
Now, one of the things that many people are upset about these days, and I have to say I'm one of them, is the overcrowding and misuse of our fine hospitals here in Paradise City. Now, the problem I have here, and I'm not the only one, is these weak-minded pinko liberals are overcrowding our hospitals at an alarming rate. They come in droves with their petty injuries, such as gunshot wounds, third-degree burns, decapitation. My God, the list goes on and on. When are they going to learn to take care of themselves? Haven't they ever heard of a Band-Aid? Didn't your mother ever teach you to keep an aloe vera plant handy? Mine did. Don't you know how to heat up a pointy stick, cram it into your flesh wound, and stop the bleeding? People, this is what I'm talking about. You have to learn to take care of yourselves and not bother our fine doctors with so-called emergencies. Now, we have one of our fine doctors from Paradise City Hospital on the line here. Dr. Sussman, can you tell us what some of the most common ailments, if you will, that people are coming in with these days?
Well, Stu, good question. We deal with a lot of things these days. We're a busy place. We're a hospital. People coming in and out all the time. We get your gunshot wounds, your laser mine mishaps, electrocutions from bolt guns is a real common problem right now. We have a few people complaining of diseases caught from working girls in Paradise City, of course. And, well, I don't have to tell you that, I tell them there's no way that you got this from a Paradise City hooker. These women are classy, refined, college-educated women who do their job because they love it, not because they need the money, because they love it. They're craftsmen. Stu, I often tell my patients that there's no way that they ever got their STD from a Paradise City hooker. I think we all know that. More than likely they probably got it off one of those Blister Canyon hoes.
The Blister Canyon hoes are suspect. The thing I love about Paradise City hoes, and I've said this before on the show, the Paradise City hoes are well taken care of. They're checked out once or twice a year for head lice and gangrene. And for the most part, they're clean.
Absolutely, Stu.
Now there's a fetish going around for people who like the dirty hose. And if you like the dirty hose, hey, more power to you. Just put a Jimmy on that thing and you'll be all right.
Yeah, Stu, that is great advice. And Stu, if I could just have a moment here, I just want to tell you that here at the hospital during the long hours, we constantly listen to your show. And you're a great inspiration to all of us. And when the nights get hard, we listen to you, we just turn you on, and you're like a giant cup of coffee to this staff, and everybody just walks around with a smile.
I appreciate that. I feel like sometimes I am a giant cup of coffee, and I'm here to wake people up in Paradise City. That's what I'm all about, to make people a little jumpy.
So true. And also, Stu, I'd like to bring this point up right now, if I may. We have a healthcare initiative that we've been discussing at the hospital for some time now, that Axel has brought to our attention, and I can't say enough nice things about that man. He really, really, truly cares about the citizens of Paradise City. And if this goes through, cross your fingers, there'll be health care for every citizen with money in Paradise City.
That sounds like a fantastic idea. I mean, that Axel, he's a visionary. Protecting the rich and sacrificing the poor is what it's all about.
Absolutely, Stu. And may I also point out that the patients with the serious wounds, say you're bleeding to death, get to this hospital emergency room as fast as possible. That way, when you get here and pass away, we can donate your car and auction it off and give the money to people who need it. The doctors.
Good sound advice. Something for everyone to remember. I mean, thank you, doctor, for taking the time out to talk to us today.
No problem, Stu. Glad we could help.
That's just like one of the doctors at the Paradise City Hospital. Always willing to help. Hope you take the advice to heart, my friends. All right, we got another call. Let's take it. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Stu. I'm listening today, and I gotta tell you, you've gotten me a little miffed. I think you're stereotyping everybody right now, and I don't think that's a good thing to do on your radio show. You're coming off stupid.
I'm sorry, you say I stereotype people?
I believe so. I think you do, Stu.
Let me tell you something. You hearken back to a day when everything wasn't as black and white as it is now. So what you would like me to believe is that not all prostitutes have sex. Not all sentinels are snappy dressers. Not all the South Leaguers are a bunch of stupid jocks. Am I making sense to you right now? The Daredevil aren't all a bunch of carnival folk gone bad? Is that what you're trying to tell me? That the Talons are not a bunch of fat slobs with graffiti all over their bodies? Is that what you're telling me?
Stu, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I think they can't all be like that. Some of them have wives, some don't. They're very different guys if you get to know them.
Well, like the Gauchos, for example. That's a bunch of fruity, flamboyant boys running around with hats. I mean, that is a stereotype in itself. I can't write that.
Well, yeah, some of them. If you get to know them, you'll find out that they have hobbies. Not all of them dress like that. Well, they all dress like that. I take that back, Stu. They do, but when they go home, they probably don't.
Well, I'm just saying, I call them like I see them. Perception is reality, and this is the reality we're living in.
So I'm supposed to believe if I see a guy walking down the street and he's got a skeleton costume on, I'm supposed to immediately assume that he's a dreadlord or he's a trick-or-treater or something.
I would say he's a big boneheaded dreadlord is what I'd say.
Yeah, well, that's an assumption, Stu. See, did you go up and say, "Hey, sir, hi, my name is Stu Pickles. What's your name?" No, you didn't do that, Stu. You just assumed from across the street.
Let me tell you something, my friend. There are thoughts in our minds. And if you don't use your brain, you're a moron. Let me tell you something. You see one of these guys, you want to duck behind something. And it's like living on a safari, my friends. It's like being out there in the bush, because if you see these animals coming at you, you know what it is. If a lion's about to grab your throat, you see the mane and you jump out of the way.
Well, that's a lie. You know it's a lie, Stu. If I see a guy walking around wearing nothing but a tire, that guy could be a millionaire, Stu.
I'm just saying that the Lord has put everything down into little segments to help us identify who's bad and who's good. And I say he's got a perfect plan.
All right, Stu. So next time I see you walking down the street, am I supposed to assume that you're a rich, powerful radio show host who's opinionated and kind of assholey to everybody who calls in?
I think that's the first thing you've said right the whole time, my friend.
All right, Stu. I'll call back later on. And don't say anything stupid, because I'll be listening.
Well, good deal. I'm glad you are. A moron needs to be educated, and, well, you can't get better educated than listening to me, let me tell you, that's for sure. All right, we've got a lot of people out here. We've had a great day of callers. Let's take another call. Yes, you're on the air.
Hey, Stu, love your show. I just have a comment right now. Used to be a big fan of the Republicans. I was one myself, and then the plague came, and I gotta be honest with you, I think the Republicans dropped the ball. I really think they just dropped the ball. They kind of all went home to their big, nice houses, and now it's our problem.
Let me tell you something, my friend. First of all, you made your first mistake by saying you used to be a Republican. That is a stupid thing. You should continue to be a Republican. Now, let me tell you something. I get a lot of people hear a lot of flack about why the Republicans haven't done anything since the plague. When you work as hard as the Republicans do, your immune system is not up for the challenge, my friend. If you look back at your periodicals, most of the Republicans died when the plague happened. There was a few that were able to make it to a bunker, and they haven't come out. They're still working for you, but they're working behind doors. You can't go out and shake hands with the people, because if you shake hands with the people, chances are your hand's going to fall off from the plague. If you want to continue to work for the people, you're going to isolate yourself and try to continue to work for them.
Okay, Stu, I understand what you're saying, but do you really, truly believe in your heart that when the Republicans come out of this secretive bunker that they'll even be voted into office? Do you really think that we can get a Republican in office right now?
Are you kidding? They are still in office, my friend. What you do not realize, they're still working for us, and they're not getting paid as much as they used to. That's how dedicated they are. They took a pay cut 5 years ago just to help out because there weren't as many people to pay them because of the large body count the plague took.
You know, Stu, I disagree with you. I think a lot of people are going to go Democrat or liberal. I also know there are some grassroots parties rising up, and I know some of the nomads are forming a party.
Well, let me tell you something. If you're a nomad or Democrat or whatever, why don't you take your happy butt over to Blister Canyon and make it their problem? Make that your little liberal hoo-ha paradise.
You know, I think you should read a book called Liberal and So Am I. I think it would really open your eyes because the Liberal Party is one of the best parties ever invented. It's for everyone. It's an every-man campaign this year.
The best thing you could do with Liberal Am I is to use that to wipe your butt, my friend, because that is the biggest bunch of junk I've ever seen in my life. That is one of the worst books, and I know the guy that wrote it. And let me tell you something. He just wrote it for the money, my friend. He's a Republican. He just did it to start some crap. And let me tell you, he did.
You know what? I think the voters will show you just how wrong you are coming up in the next campaign.
Oh, I can't wait to see it, my friend. And I tell you what, will you come up here and eat that book if you're wrong?
Okay, Stu.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. That's going to be great because, my friend, you might as well starve yourself a little bit because you're going to have to work up an appetite to get through chapter 5, all right?
Well, that's a bet. I'll be up there anytime, any day.
I am so tired of these liberal hoo-has calling me and telling me what Republicans are not doing for them. The Republicans work hard for you, my friends. So many died that day so many years ago, and people are not remembering. And they should remember all of those fallen Republicans, those good Americans that tried as hard as they could to work for you. And now you're besmirching them by not remembering them. Let's have a moment just to remember all those fallen leaders that helped us so much. You're listening to The Stu Pickles Show.